Welcome back everyone to some Warhammer 3 madness with myself as the Ogre Kingdoms going up against ODM Cypher as the Khorne. So for the forces of Khorne today, in the back we are going to have two of the monstrous infantry spawn of Khorne. The bad boys in the back here, 190 weapon strength, super strong indeed. They are going to be unbreakable, which is really nice here to have on those domination points, especially when backed up by two units of the heavy metal Chaos Warriors of Khorne. These bad boys indeed, silver shield, 100 armor, 83 leadership as well. Very, very good stuff. Frenzy on both sides, just making these boys punch very hard indeed. So for the hero, we are going to have the Cultist of Khorne. Certainly one of the tankiest cultists here, coming from either of the Chaos factions. Here with Frenzy, as well as the ability with the Gate of Khorne. Here for the Summon of Bloodletters for the anti-infantry and armor piercing, can really support those domination points. So, for the Lord choice, we are going to have Skarbrand the Exiled, certainly one of the coolest legendary lords here in Warhammer 3. This bad boy is certainly pretty mobile on foot. Of course, he can't fly, but 83 melee attack for 683 weapon strength. Here with the Slaughter and Carnage, which will actually increase his overall weapon strength, and also here fueled by Rage. This bad boy certainly can do very strong indeed. So, for myself, we are going to have Noblars in the front, one here on the right, double Noblar Trappers on the left, backed up by one of my focus units today, which is going to be the Sabretusk pack. Now this is going to be one of the units I'm going to use for mobility, kind of protecting here up against all my cannon crews and my lead belchers, and trying to see if I can use them to kind of pressure up against some of the Khornite Warhounds. Try and see if I can use them as maybe a bit of a counter here today. So for the main force, for the main pocket, we are going to have Gorgers, an extremely strong unit. Certainly in the top 3 in the game right now. They are going to be unbreakable. Here with Stalk, Vanguard deployment, Frenzy, and look at that, anti-infantry armor piercing weapon strength at 110 per model. And these are going to be anti-large, but I believe they count as infantry capture weight, which makes them pretty strong. A giant here to help protect up against Scrag the Slaughterer. This bad boy can punch pretty hard, 430 weapon strength. He's going to be mostly anti-infantry, but can do some good work otherwise. The Cauldron of the Great Maw, really nice, alongside all the Gorgers for that regeneration. Here with also Blood Gruel, with Bone Crusher, and the Bull Gorger as these spells. Want 2 cheap spells here, 4 Winds Magic and 10, just to remove all the infantry, but also to keep propping this healing. So the map-wide healing here is going to be very nice indeed. Extra ingredients, so we fight in melee combat, get some more mana, get some more healing, get some more spell casting. The last unit here is going to be the Iron Blaster, probably the best unit in the game right now. A little bit overtuned for sure, but I love the fact that it's got a little Sabretusk on the front. That's fantastic. But this thing, 1.5k weapon strength, armor sundering, and also anti-infantry armor piercing in its weapon strength. This king can be used as a chariot. 66 speed, making it pretty mobile as well. So what we're going to do here, we're going to immediately pressure in the middle of the map here with the cannon. The Iron Blaster going to be moving over and popping some shots into the Chaos Warriors of Khorne. So it's going to be lining up, getting some shots coming downtown. You can see those missiles coming over. Look at that, just ripping through the forces, killing 6 models in one volley. Very nice work indeed. Yeah, very nice stuff. So it looks like here Cypher is going to be hugging behind, and this was pretty nice about this map. You've got some places to hide as Khorne, just in case we do have an Iron Blaster out the rip, just like this one. It's going to do some nice work in the middle. Now this is going to give me the midfield control. We are going to move forward here with some Gorgers, the Giant, and Scrag. Also here with some Noblars, just for a little bit more capture weight in the middle. And then we have a little bit of a left side pressure here with the Sabretusk and the double Noblar Trappers. So we do get a summon here. What are we going to have? The Fleshhounds of Khorne. These bad boys are very strong indeed. I've done a video on these. They are going to have 65 weapon strength, 22 of that being AP. Very strong indeed. Physical resistance at 20%. Yeah, they can perform very well. Now, the one thing here to note about Sabretusk pack, we do have 22 armor-piercing weapon strength here for the Fleshhounds, but we have 25 for the Sabretusk pack. These things have 70 weapon strength compared to 50. So actually, they do punch pretty hard as well. 30 armor up against 30, but these do have physical resistance. They are going to be 32 models, going here up against 32 models. So it's a pretty interesting duel indeed. Skarbrand move into the middle. He's going to get shot. Oh, nice block there coming out of the remnants on the battlefield. Skarbrand still does get hit, so he is going to get the armor sundering trait. He's going down to 60 armor there, and you can see the hammer coming in the back. I tried to catch. Maybe I should have caught a little bit more of the infantry, but it looks like it's just going to be most of the spawn of Khorne. Bit of a mistake there from myself. Maybe actually quite a bit of damage on the spawn there, so pretty nice work. A little bit unfortunate there by the trajectory. Unfortunately, not going to catch all of the infantry. Look at that. Cypher, this is one penumbral pendulum away from a very, very sad ODM player. In the front, though, we are going to be having Scrag the Slaughterer backed up by the Giant Noblars on the point with Gorges. They're going to be anti-infantry armor piercing, and they can do some good work up against the Chaos Warriors. What I want to do is push the Noblars to the right, push the Gorges to the left, and then try and see if we can get the Noblars fighting here up against the Spawn, and get the Gorges fighting up against the Chaos Warriors. In the back, going to be dropping here with the Iron Blaster. Moving forward, triple of the Noblar Trappers, 450 each. They all have Stalk, and they're going to be putting some pressure here on point 1. For point 3, very nice work. We are going to have the Warhounds beating up my Sabretusk. Sabretusk are going to be winning there for the majority, as you can see. A little bit over half, and the Fleshhounds a little bit under half. So they lost the fight here up against the Noblar Trappers as well, but they're actually going to push forward and come onto the weaker unit. Very good mobility and game and map understanding here from my opponent. Going to push here and try and finish off the weaker unit, actually get some value here from the Warhounds. Still going to keep my unit on. I decided this was a fair trade. I'll keep the point in 13 seconds and start to capture it. My opponent certainly has more capture weight here on the middle. Scarbrand is down to half health at this point. He's looking at a pretty dangerous position, so we've got to be careful there. And we do get a summon of the Lead Belchers, the bad boys coming forward, those cannons in hand. They do have 94 missile armor piercing weapon strength. These boys can do some lovely work indeed. Noblars are going to be broken, and we do actually see the Spawn of Khorne coming forward. Bit of a mistake myself, I should have seen this a little bit earlier. My micro let me down just a little bit here. We can see the Lead Belchers are going to be dropping here. This is where I need to summon a unit of the Sabretusk, push them forward, and blockade here up against the Spawn. In the middle, we do get a slam ability here from my general. He's going to be fighting here up against Scarbrand, though. Scrag is going to be getting a little bit of support from the Giant. He's going to be thumping with the club here up against Scarbrand, but unfortunately here we can see Scrag is unfortunately falling. He does get terrified as well here by Scarbrand. Scarbrand is going to be pushing pretty hard. So, over here on the left-hand side, not looking too great. Looks like we have Warhounds in this direction as well. Scrag is going to be pushing away. I think I do get a bit of a response here. We do get a summon in. There we go. A little bit late, but we do have the Sabretusk to catch up against the Khorne. But unfortunately here, we are now down to 15 models. We did lose a model there for that engagement. Over on the left, Rampaging still is going to be the Sabretusk, and here is my kind of response. We are going to see the Gorges moving forward to come protect here up against Scrag the Slaughterer. We do have some of the Khorne forces that have captured point 2. They are going to be pushing forward, coming after Scrag. The Bull Gorger was used on myself. Maybe that was a misclick, but it's like here, we are going to be shooting with the Lead Belchers. They're going to do some lovely damage here up against Scarbrand. It's like here we did actually have the Horn of Khorne activated. They give that plus 24 melee attack. He's actually going to be coming in with 107 melee attack. He's not going to miss anything here. But we can see, unfortunately, Scrag is going to get caught up against his own Gorges. He breaks and is actually breaking into Scarbrand. This is really unfortunate for me. And I think more than likely here, he is going to be falling. One big hit, and that's the man with the Cauldron falling here with his Noblars. I'd love to see the Noblars jump off the back and then just 2 models fighting up against Scarbrand. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, we can see here, Gorgeous now going to be fighting, trying to finish off the Exile for sure. So, for my forces in the back here, the Lead Belcher is going to be a little bit far behind. Want to get forward here as well. Noblars ready to go. Over here on the left, though, we do see some Noblar Trappers coming in behind to help. They're actually going to be shooting on Scarbrand, giving him a little bit of a slow as well. Noblar Trappers, a little bit of a pain in everybody's backside. But 1, 2, 3 units, make that 4 and 5 units of Warhounds just pouring onto point 3. We can see Zypher now is going to be taking the point. 1.1k for me, 550 here to my opponent. Playing pretty well so far. Some more Khorne Warriors charging through to the middle. Going to be really helping to support that middle point as I break here with the Giants. The big bad boy, 21 kills. Let's get a look at his value. So he's going to be at 1,220. Doing some pretty good work. Of course, he does cost 1.5k. His main objective was to protect my lord, but unfortunately they got separated due to him getting terrified. So we do see the Lead Belchers just absolutely praying and spraying here into the Khorne Warriors. We do actually have the Iron Blaster on the other side as well. It's going to be a bit of a crossfire here. This is a very bad day to be in the regiment of the Chaos Warrior ranks here. These bad boys down to 88 models. You can see just models just dying, getting cleaved, and there's just blood and guts everywhere. Khorne Warriors are getting up. These are absolute champions charging through. 66 models. Are they going to be able to make it here up against the Iron Blaster is the question. Just more and more shots getting led through to the face of these Warriors of Khorne. They're going to be down to 52 models, 6 leadership, -7. They are going to break before they get through, but my god, they got far. The cannon here with the Lead Belchers are going to be finishing off this unit, and that is just the amount of armor-piercing firepower that the Ogres have at their disposal. So for point 1, 2 units of the Noblar Trappers are going to be ready on the point to go. We actually see some Noblar Trappers travelling to the low ground. unfortunately, here. But we do actually see some of the spawn of Khorne. So maybe we could see maybe a bit of a right turn here. Blockade up against the spawn. That'd be quite smart, just so we can keep the shooting here. Nice crossfire from my units. So you can see lead belchers moving to the left, maybe trying to see if they can fire into the middle. Got to be careful. Maybe a little bit of a mistake from me. We do move in with the gorges, but you can see a nice juicy path there from the warhounds to my very lightly armored lead belchers. So we can see Noblars are now going to be fighting against the spawn of Khorne. Didn't quite notice this. It's like I'm actually just trying to push onto the middle, trying to get a bit more infantry support, but it does put my Iron Blaster a little bit under threat. Over here on the left side, 1, 2, 3 units of the Sabretusks have been summoned. A bit of a mistake here from my opponent. We see just one very weak unit of the Chaos Wildhounds have been left on the left. He went forward to the middle to support, but I have 3 units of the Fast Doggos coming around the corner to rip apart the Warhounds. And unfortunately here, Warhounds coming around the corner. They're going to be fighting up against my Iron Blaster, trapped in here by the spawn of Khorne. This is a huge mistake from myself. Now, we do have 90 armor, but unfortunately here, the big Rhino on the front is not going to be able to do too much here up against the spawn of Khorne. 190 weapon strength is going to rip this bad boy to shreds. Yeah, he's going to die pretty quickly here. This is a bit of a mistake. Really unfortunate. No real quick way I can support it, unfortunately. That's just going to be one there to chalk off in the books. In the back, though, the lead belchers yet again getting pressured by the warhounds. We can see some just brilliant mobile pressure here from the Khornite player, with actually Ogre balls charging downtown. Now, that actually would be kind of optimal to break. Once you've pushed back the lead belchers, you can then just drop. There's no need to fight up against the Ogre balls. They have enough weapon strength there that will just rip a model per hit. So on the left-hand side, we do see a little bit of capturing from myself. 2,040 for me, 2,400 for my opponent. He's going to be taking the lead rather comfortably. 1,000 points here of the supplies in my pocket. Double Noblar Trappers on point 1. Yeah, it's going pretty well so far. I did actually think about moving over with the Noblar Trappers, but I decided against it. I said, you know, the Iron Blaster's gone at this moment. It's down to Zypher with, you know, its life. He has it in his hands. Pushing forward, we are going to have some more spawn. I'm sure they'll be charging forward here up against point 3. We are going to be getting the capture. So pretty nice stuff here. Just wait for that to tick over, and there we go. Ogre Kingdoms do take the points, so it's going to be 2 back to 1 here. So Khorne Warhounds charging up against the front. The Noblar Trappers are now going to be in combat. This is where you want to turn these Noblar Trappers and then start shooting over the top. You have one hold, the other shooting over the top, and they should do some pretty good damage. But here you can see, not quite seeing that myself. We do actually allow the Iron Blaster to get away. Look at that. Such a brilliantly quick break here for the Noblar Trappers on the right. Very good stuff there. You can see the lead belchers still shooting into the middle. They're actually going to be firing here up against the Khornite Warhounds, doing some nice work. Over here on the left-hand side, though, we see 2 units of the Sabretusk that were on point behind me. I think that's point 3. Yeah, they were on point 3. They're now going to charge forward and fight up against the spawn of Khorne. At the back here, Chaos Warhounds, they're going to be wavering. Probably going to get these units off the field. Get that money back, if you can. In the middle here, we have some Iron Guts charging onto the middle. The heavily armored boys here of the Ogre Kingdoms. 100 armor-piercing weapon strength as well. These boys can do some big hitting, but we can see the Cultist. He's going to be holding in the middle. He's actually going to have 63 melee attack, 75 armor. Armor's not going to be too helpful, but he's going to be getting absolutely pounded in the middle by all of these Iron Guts. In the back here, we have more Khorne Warhounds. They're going to be charging and breaking the lead belchers down to 5 models here. The cannon does return. So in the middle, we are going to have some Noblar Trappers moving to point 1. We actually see some Gorges as well, just ripping apart the Flesh Hounds. Running away here is going to be Noblars. They're actually running into the dogs, which is a bit interesting, but I'm sure they're also running away from the spawn, so not too sure how that's working. But Noblar Trappers coming around the right, trying to see if we get a bit more pressure here on point 1. On the left, it's going to be pretty well secured for myself. You can see the spawn have taken quite a bit of damage. 70 weapon strength will tear anything apart, especially when they only have 10 armor. So coming forward, the Sabretusk pack are going to be charging up against the Chaos Warhounds. They will catch a few models, maybe even break them here as well, but we have more in support. So the left-hand side is going to be won here by me pretty comfortably. And the middle, it's pretty much anybody's game. We can see I am going to be capturing it here. The Iron Guts are going to have enough balance of capture weight to be capturing it here. Now, in response, we have some of the Blood. Oh, fantastic. The Blood Crushers of Khorne. Not quite the top tier, but the Blood Crushers 1.5k of heavy metal, anti-infantry, armor-piercing, magic damage as well as also Hellblade. These bad boys are super strong indeed. They can get in and rip apart all sorts of domination points. So Chaos Warhounds coming back to the fray to fight here up against my Iron Guts. They do have some good armor piercing. They could do some work indeed, but just like here, they're going to be pushing off the Ogre Balls. in the back. Lead Belchers, only 5 models. I need to be getting those off the battlefield. Gorge is now going to be pushing forward as the spawn of Khorne here fighting up against my Noblar Trappers. Over here, we do actually see some of the Warhounds chasing off the Noblars, but as long as they're chasing off my Noblars, you know, they're not protecting the point. So we are going to be capturing here with Gorges. In the middle, we can see it's super close to being capped here by me. I've nearly got the triple cap. It's so close in my hands. Capturing 1 and capturing 2, and we do have 3. Iron Guts in the middle, still going pretty strong. The Bloodletters, now they have some pretty good AP. They should thump pretty hard here up against the Iron Guts, even if they don't have anti-large. The Cultist of Khorne, you know, he's going to be fighting super strong. You can see he's still at half health. This man has, you know, certainly been holding the line here for the Khornite forces for a considerable amount of time. Now, to try and help capture in the middle, we do see some Khornite warriors coming forward, but for myself, I charge him with a double Sacred Pack. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a mistake from me. I charge forward just to get the capture weight, but you can see Zypher, he just counters. An extra unit of dogs, some of the beautiful Blood Crushers, backed up by some more of the Khornite warriors. It's just going to be enough here to hold this. It's going to put it down to even, but unfortunately, going to be losing all my Sabretusks for that engagement. So, just to secure the left-hand side, we can actually see the Fleshhounds were summoned. We know here Zypher needs to capture. Now, we are going to be charging to the left-hand side here with the Fleshhounds. Sabretusks are going to be moving around to try and see if they can protect this point. And yeah, we do need to charge back here. Make sure the dogs cannot capture the point. And just to secure it, some more of the Gorges. Noblars coming over to the left. As long as I hold 1 here, I should be able to win. 3,900 for me, 4,600 for me, 3,900 for my opponent. Noblar Trappers on the point with Gorges as well. It looks like they're going to move over to the left-hand side here to try and see if we can catch the Chaos Warhounds. Warhounds are going to be coming down. They are going to get charged by the Gorges. These bad boys should be able to finish them off. So lovely work. They're actually going to be anti-infantry. The dogs do count as infantry, so they should be able to slap and butter the bread of these bad boys pretty quickly. 1.1k for the supplies in the pocket for myself. And pretty much here, this is going to be game blouses. So GG's well played here to my opponent. A really fun game. I believe this is actually going to be within the first 5 games that Zypher played. So an excellent performance from him indeed. And just showing off how powerful Khorne can truly be. But I really do like the Sabretusk packs. These bad boys are super strong. They may not put a humongous performance on from the value-wise, so 785. In the backside here, we're going to get 1,100, 600, and 440. But they can challenge up against the Khornite Warhounds. And also the Fleshhounds, which is a really, really nice thing as well. Fleshhounds are a super important unit here for Khorne. They need to be extremely mobile and 95 speed. Considering they can be countered here by the Sabretusk pack, is a really, really nice unit to have here on the battlefield. So 690 for Scrag the Slaughterer, 1,220 for the Giant, 1.4k here for the Iron Blaster, with 2,080 for the Gorges. 640, 340 for the Noblar Trappers, and 106 for the Noblars. Slightly gone away from Noblars, actually. I just think, 200 gold is really good for capture weight, but I think Noblar Trappers is just better. Having Stalk, having those nets as well, where you can do a little bit of shooting, a little bit of damage on the approach, and they just hold just a little bit longer. And Noblars, they are good for 200 gold, and they really do help with capture weight, but I just think, there's more important units like Gorges. 4 units of Noblars that I didn't use, it's a very strong way to an extra unit of Gorges. But 710 there for the Gorges, 1,100 as well, 1,100 there for the Lead Belchers, only 250 for the Iron Guts. They really struggled here up against the Cultist. Quite surprised, he doesn't really have, these have armor piercing, so his armor doesn't matter too much, but his melee defense was only 40. So I was quite surprised to see the Iron Guts, struggle to kind of, do some big damage up against him. Yeah, quite surprised there. 0 here and 0 for the double Ogre Balls. Didn't see any need to summon those. Of course, they do have anti-infantry, so they could have been quite nice maybe get up against some Khornite warriors, but they do lack armor piercing. So we are going to get 170, 290, and 140 here for the Noblar Trappers, 800 for the Ogre Balls, and yeah, that's going to be it. So for Scarbrand, 2,350, very good there for the Exiled, 1,250 for the Spawn of Khorne, and 2,010 for 257 kills for the Spawn of Khorne. Yeah, very nice stuff indeed. Really do like Spawn of Khorne. 480 there for the Cultists of Khorne with that summon. Also here 680 for the Chaos Warriors with 1,030. So Soul Grinder and also the Minotaurs of Khorne in the back corner. I would have liked to see the Minotaurs. They're a really good pick indeed. And it looks like here the Blood Crushers only got 250 value. 770 for the Cultist, with 695 there for the Bloodletters, 65 for the Chaos Warriors of Khorne, with 1,562 there for the Fleshhounds, 1,039, 680, 690, 750, and 360 for the Warhounds. Yeah, overall, very, very good here from the dogs. 170 kills, 124 kills, 105, 113, and 74. Very, very good numbers indeed. These things are just so goddamn good for Khorne. Dogs were great in Warhammer 2, and it's so nice to see they're still strong here in Warhammer 3. So guys, thank you so much for watching today. I really hope you did enjoy this. If you did, please smash that like button. It really does help here on the channel. And do feel free to leave a comment down below with all your thoughts and opinions. I do read and try to respond to as many as I possibly can. Now, if you haven't already, do feel free to subscribe. That also really does help here for all of the future stuff coming forward here for Warhammer 3. So if you have any DLCs and you want me to get earlier access, do feel free to support me. It really, really does help. If you haven't already, do check out that description where you can find all my other social media platforms, including Twitch, but most importantly, that Discord. Other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourself during these times, and I'll see you all very, very soon.